on the loose. I'll say it again. There's a bear, and it looks to be a big one on the loose. Chief Partridge tells us the bear was spotted on Lori Lane this morning. He says if you see it, you're asked to call animal control right away. I'm hoping that bear would think my partridge was not the right one and would go to another house.
You see a bear like that, you're going to scream, and then you're going to call animal control.
Yeah, that'll be the next step.
That would be me.
Scream from inside of the vehicle so he cannot get in.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I know we have them around here, but
That's a big bear.
he's obviously been eating well. It looks like he's pretty healthy, and he will need to take shade. I can tell you that here soon. As we look at our live view over downtown Birmingham, it's not a bad-looking afternoon, but the atmosphere, the low-level ozone down here at the surface, even though the ozone is much higher, we do have some surface low-level ozone, which it's a little more active today, so we do have a code orange, and that will start to subside. The air molecules will not be able to be as active and attached to the pollutants as we get into the 8, 9 o'clock time frame, so that will start to subside. But for the time being, once temperatures get into the low 90s, it's easy for the atmosphere to become active. And the dew point now at 54. Enjoy that because it's about to change. Our forecast for the remainder of this evening, good news, no rain out there. Temperatures go from 90 to 88 by 7 o'clock, and then we're looking at mid-80s at around 8 o'clock. As we go through the course of tonight into early tomorrow morning, there's still going to be a few of these high clouds that are passing from time to time. And by this weekend, the visibility, it's going to start to go down. We'll start to see a little more haze as the atmosphere gets a little more saturated with water. And we're really stuck in a place. In Birmingham, the air can get trapped very easily with some of the mountains around, and it's tough to get fresh air in, so some of that becomes dirty, it becomes a little more polluted, and that's why the visibility can drop as well. Not a lot in the way of rain, but there are showers along the Gulf Coast, or at least the Florida Panhandle, and that stretches all the way over into southeast Louisiana. Still an active pattern for central Florida. They've had a lot of rain here in the past week, and that all really started with Colin, the tropical storm which passed through last week. Now, dew points, again, as I talk about, this is really important this time of the year. When we have 50s, we're not looking at anything that's really that moist. But once we get up into the 60s, it starts to really become much more humid feeling. And then 70s, this is Saturday, midday. It is going to be very, very uncomfortable if you're outside for an extended period of time. The atmosphere is full of water by then, and that will not only help to make it feel much hotter, but it will also make it harder for your body to at least evaporate the sweat. And 76, that's more of what we would see for the month of August, not June. So get ready, and that'll push heat index values into the low 100s. And as we look at the Storm Track 7-day, temperatures, even though they're into the lower 90s, doesn't mean that we are going to be necessarily out of the woods with that heat index. We'll get upwards of 96 to 98. And then the rain chances really start cranking up next week, and that'll help beat the temperature back down into the upper 80s, Jim.
All right, Mark, thank you. Hey, the Hewitt Trustful Girls Soccer